Donuts here. So today I am taking off my old wrap. As you can tell from my first wrapping video, I didn't film the right side because that side just didn't really come out that well. First of all, I didn't have enough wrap the first time, so the sides are all filled up from the little pieces, so the side just wasn't done right. So I'm gonna take off this wrap. This was a wet application, and I did the left side in the previous video, and so I'm taking this off to apply an air tint version of the same amber lights, and it's gonna be considered a dry application, so we'll see how that turns out. Here I'm masking out the side of the headlights so that it'll make the cutting easier, so that I won't cut into the paint. This usually takes me a good 2 minutes or so. Here I'm working with Vivid Air Tint Extra Wide Headlight Taillight Vinyl Tint Wrap 16 x 48 inch roll. It's what they call like gold yellow. It has some sort of air release membrane that allows you to do this dry without spraying any water, and when you squeegee it's easier to get the air bubbles out. Now this is my first time using a air tint, and my idea is always to kind of squeegee out the middle section first, or the biggest surface area. And because the 4Runner kind of has a 3D type of light, I like to do the front first and then like heat up the sides to drag it out, and then in the end I'll take care of like the corners, kind of trying to melt into it. If not, I think I made a seam in the end, because there was just too many material. Now there's a little indent before the corner, so I try to get the indent in and get it to stick before I try to pull on it and go to the corners. The corner bulges out a little bit and changes shape, so you can tell I spent a lot of time on this area. I spent a lot of time with the heat gun here because my idea was to stretch it out. since it needs different shapes in different rooms and areas, I just thought I could heat up the whole thing and stretch it where I need it to be. So that kind of worked, kind of didn't. You'll see. About here, I kind of took my knife and I followed this natural seam that I saw on my headlight. This was not a good idea, I think, because although it worked, I think I might have scratched the light a little bit, even though it was at the natural seam. So my idea here is to cut it, this one big piece here, and then to match it later on with the side piece. once I get the small indent on top kind of squeegeed in, I can now kind of use the heat gun to shrink the wrap a little bit and kind of melt the bottom part. And I think it turned out pretty well. Now for the side, I cut a little slit that's because there's too many materials there. As you can see, the bottom kind of tapers off. It's uses a much smaller amount of material than the top, so I thought I'd give it a slit and let it overlap, and I'll just cut off the overlap. That's what I thought. And right about the end there, I want to make sure all the end bits are facing inward, and yeah, so that it doesn't come off. And give it a good heat shrink all around, and that's about it. Let me know if you guys like it. Thanks for watching.